Hi, welcome to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And do you know what I always forget to do that on? Tutorials and stuff. I always forget. And consequently, well, there's a tutorial of mine that's got like nearly 140,000 views. Do I have 140,000 subscribers? No, I don't. Because back then I never really thought of saying it, and I always forget to say it. And I always feel like, do people really need reminding? But then, all the experts say, yeah, they do. Oh well. I've got a really funny, well, it's funnier than the last ones, although the last one went too bad. Oh, dark. Let's get this one done before I forget to do it. It's good. How was your blind date? Terrible. He showed up in a 1932 Rolls Royce. What's so terrible about that? He was the original owner. It's funny, isn't it, dating? I don't know if you've done dating. I mean, there must be some of you out there that have, but I had a little foray into the world of dating from the internet a good 10 years ago now. Seems time has just flown, seriously. And I met some humdingers, I tell you. I met one guy whose photo looked quite charming. He turned up like a shriveled up old man with a bald head, and his picture was at least 15 years old. That was like par for the course. Most people, send their best picture, never mind if it's current or not. Well, if that was his best picture, left to a lot to be desired, but probably portrayed what he wanted to be rather than what he now was. That was one. One was a compulsive liar, a complete and utter fantasist. He was funny, though. I enjoyed his company because of his fanciful, crazy, massive lies. They were very, very interesting lies. He was very good at it. He should write books. Or maybe he does. I don't know. He certainly would be the star of his own book. Oh, there were loads. There were terrible ones. And right at the very end, the one I gave the very last chance to was Gary. So it's a good job I didn't quit before Gary. Otherwise, there'd be no Gary, would there? But poor Gary, he had to kind of suffer my strict, rigid tests because of all the other Wallies that had gone before. Now, if you don't know what a Wally is, if you don't have Wallies on your side of the pond, it's a bit of an unfortunate thing because Wally is a name, but if someone's a Wally, then they tend to be a bit of a soppy sausage, a bit of a numpty. Oh, it's another one, isn't it? You might not know. A bit of a plonk. Oh my God, that's another one you might not know. You probably get the drift. I was in Granny D's live, I think it was Granny D, and I said he was a bit Magoo. And they all like, what's Magoo? I thought, it's a movie quote kind of thing from Liar Liar. But it is a weird thing that me and both my sons, funny enough, talk in movie quotes sometimes. Like we just throw stuff out there and expect people to get it, and they don't. And it was a line in Liar Liar when he was talking about his ex's new partner and said he was nice but a bit Magoo. And that kind of always stuck with me. Magoo, bit Magoo. I understand it. The world doesn't. Never mind. I've got a nice cup of tea in my biscuit tea as well. Now, last night I sat trying to perfect a new square. I know I've done so many new squares and not done tutorials for them, but this is because I'm kind of, every time I do them, there's something that I want to change. And if it's like, oh, that's perfect, then we'll get on. Now, this one is perfect in its own little way. This is a little poinsettia. Now, I remember I did the big poinsettia. I'm going to fast forget how I did it if I don't do something about it. But then that one, I decided to do it bigger. And I like this. I think actually it does work. It does feel like this actual petal is a little bit congested, but then they do pop in, you know what I mean, rather than bulge out. They get very, I can see like petals. I quite like that one. So I might do that one. Now these are with DK. I brought some Aran in to give them a go. I just decided that I'd do bigger. What one do you like better? I think this would make a good coaster, and this one will make the good square, or beginning of a square, because I was then going to go around with colour and make a Christmas one. And now I know the other poinsettia is nice, and I'm going to sort of have a little go. Maybe I'll do two, I don't know. But that's what I was kind of doing last night, and watching something called The Responder. No, sorry, it wasn't The Responder. I couldn't get into that. The Responder was so Liverpudlian, or wherever it was shot, that I needed subtitles. And I couldn't keep up with the action because I was too busy trying to read the dialogue. Now, normally I can understand accents, but it was just too street, and I couldn't get it. They spoke fast, so yeah, I couldn't really get into that. Probably really good, and I might give it another go later on. But so I'm watching The Informer. That's what I'm watching, and I'm into it really now. Mike said it was a yawn, but I thought it was quite good. It is. I don't know. It's not a slow burner really. It's all right. But you know, I can make stuff and watch that and follow it. So maybe it is a bit of a yawn. I don't know. Anyway, never mind. That's what I'm watching. I do need some good new shows. And the devastating news for Gary and myself is that we're coming to an end of Yellowstone. We've really got into that. And whereas in the beginning I really did not like Beth Dutton, now I love Beth Dutton. She's my favourite character in the whole thing. And it's weird because that actress, Kelly Riley, I never liked her in much that she'd been in. She'd been in quite a lot of English stuff, because she's English, you know. And she might be Irish, I don't know, but I think she's definitely got an English accent. So yeah, she'd been in a lot of stuff that I watched when many years ago. And I wasn't really into her as an actress. Maybe it's her characters that she played, I don't know, but I wasn't feeling the whole thing. But so I took that prejudice into seeing her as Beth. I thought, oh no, it's her sort of thing. But as time went on, she fast became one of my favourite characters in the whole thing. I think she's very mean to Jamie, but she has a bit of cause, but you know, should have worked that out. But anyway, yeah, we're on season 5 and we're steaming through it, and that'll be it, sadly. There'll be spin-offs, I know it will. I can't imagine there not being something that would take you off onto another little tangent. I know there's the 1940s one with Matthew Mumbles McConaughey. Gary will definitely need the subtitles for that particular spin-off, because he can never, the way he speaks is very nice, and Gary can't pick that up. He can't. He needs subtitles for him for sure. And we went to see Interstellar at the cinema, and I felt so sorry for him because I understood every word, but I know it was just like mumble, 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 mumble for him. I'm very dry again. It keeps happening. But then I saw a spider in the bedroom last night. Oh boy, did I. And it was right above my bed, of all places. So, you know, if you're not careful and you don't get this thing properly, it's dropping on your bed and probably under. So, oh God, it's pressure. So I got all this tissue and I thought I'd got it. But what I noticed was above the coving, there was a tiny gap. So I think it might have gone in because there was nothing that I could see on the tissue. So I thought, right, I'm going to get you with the spider killer. So I sprayed that all around the top where I saw this little tiny gap. 'Cause if you leave a little gap, you know, they live in them. So I sprayed the whole top part, got out of there, obviously, but I slept with the remains of that stuff all night. So all I've done this morning is go, because it's kind of got my throat. Never mind. Hopefully it got the spider, and that's all that really matters. Probably kill me in the process, but hey, no spider. Yeah. Anyway, what am I going to do today? It's those days, isn't it? I said Tuesday and Thursday, what we're going to do with them. Someone said do a Throwback Thursday, which I've done Throwback Thursday things before, but they tended to be tutorials, like leg warmers. Do you remember leg warmers? I did a Throwback Thursday for leg warmers, and there was another one that I can't quite remember, but I did. And yeah, I love leg warmers. Back in the day, it meant you didn't have to wear thick socks, but you still had warm ankles. But yeah, not those bright ones like they, because it was Fame, wasn't it, that brought us the leg warmer and the Pineapple Studios thing. Yeah, do you remember that? Big hair, Irene Cara sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, I loved the 80s though. You know, I loved everything about it apart from the price of some jeans. They were ridiculous. They took jeans from being the humble fashion into something that was like 250 quid a pair. And I was like, forget that. They're not even that nice just because they've got a bit of glitter on the butt. I can put my own glitter on my own butt. Not my own butt, but my own jeans butt. You know, so clarify that. You can glitter on your own butt. Well, some people might. Just saying. I do go off in these tangents. I hadn't done that for a while. I guess maybe it's the low carbon that does kind of bring out that not so tired me. I don't know. Maybe. As I say, I'm going a bit stir crazy. I did plan on going a bit like shopping or doing something yesterday, and I didn't manage to get out. And today I can't because I've got the postman coming to collect the parcels. I somehow managed to suddenly get 3 orders from eBay, as well as the order that I got for Hobby Rocks, and so now I've got 4 parcels to collect. But the thing is, I'm so happy to have got rid of a couple of these things, because the things I've been trying to get rid of, and that being things like cross stitch, diamond painting, and what was the other thing that I was glad to get rid of? Oh no, the other thing was fine. It was Chalgu Tunisian crochet hooks. So oh no, that was a paint pouring thing, like kids paint pouring activity. I thought, you know, if I put in some kids crafts, people would really dig those, but didn't really sell that many, so I shoved them all on eBay. I want a puzzle as well from eBay, which is great because I put all these things in my shop, but I do sell them occasionally, but they're not very often. So thank goodness for eBay. That's all I can say. Anyway, they've gone now. Yay! Well, not all of them, obviously. I've still got some cross stitch, but I half priced all my cross stitch some time ago, and I've got rid of some, and but the diamond painting as well. I need to get those out the door, because then I can use that space for other things. I'm really doing that at the moment, trying to get rid of stuff to make space. I've got this, like I said, humongous order. Nowhere to put it, needs to go somewhere. Some things can get moved and then there'll be space for it. That's what I'm hoping for. So some of the King Cole Fjord that I reduced cheaper than the alternative yarn suppliers has sold out. Just gotta wet my whistle. I meant to take an antihistamine and I forgot. Gary came home from the doctors and said, he gave me something for the itching. This would benefit you, you know. And I said, why is that? And he said, because it gets rid of all these little symptoms. And he showed it to me. I went, Gary, it's loratadine. It's just antihistamine. I take those anyway when I need to. And, yeah. Why didn't he give him anything like calamine? Stop them itching and stop him scratching. But he said, don't put anything on them. So yesterday he came home from work and he said, I don't know why, but they seem to be worse. And I think it's wearing work boots, you know, wearing socks and work boots and moving on all day has kind of just irritated it rather than anything else. So yeah, hopefully it'll be gone soon, because I'm kind of a bit bored now of being treated like a leper. That although I haven't got it, I carry it. Bear with me a sec. Sorry, I really needed to blow my nose then. And you know, I can't do that in front of, well, I had to on my live, that was a bit much. But yeah, I didn't like enjoy doing that because I had to do it about 2 or 3 times. Don't know why. Anyway, yeah, I'm a kind of a leper, so I'm not, nobody wants to see me. It's like, no, you might be carrying that disease, you know. It's like, well, I haven't got any symptoms. Why would I carry it? But I can talk. I'm the world's worst for saying, don't come near me until you've got rid of that disease. So yeah, I'm getting a bit of a the other way around, and I haven't got anything. Well, I don't. They say, you know, I've googled it. If you get hand, foot, and mouth, can you get it again? And it said yes, you can, but the symptoms are much milder. So I guess there is a chance that I've had it before in my life somewhere along the line. I think I would have noticed, but you know, maybe not. And well, say adults don't. It's quite rare for adults to catch it. It's always usually kids of all ages, but mostly young kids. So obviously they're all staying away from us as well. So it's very quiet around here and extremely confining, because although I could go to the shop, I haven't got any symptoms. I'm not, you know, to all intents and purposes, I haven't got it. Whether there is such a thing as a carrier, I wouldn't have a clue. But I don't intend to go hugging any kids while I'm out. Anyway, I'm going to have to gulp this, so it means another little palsy. I won't be... That's it. Couldn't waste the biscuit tea. Now, I cleaned this cup. It was pristine when I made my tea. But look at it. It's disgusting the way that tea sticks to it. And the only reason it does that is because... I've got to get rid of my moustache. It's because we have extremely hard water. Now, I've been talking to one of my subscribers. You know who you are. And watching a few things to do with bullying, and the fact that there's some bullying going on within a little community, and whether it's actually a person who's to do with our community that's doing it or not, I have no idea. It's probably a troll. But I was in somebody's live. Whose live was I in that was talking about it? Oh, whose live was that? Oh, I can't remember. But somebody was saying about, oh, it might have been Sam's. And they were talking about bullying. And they said, watch this lady. And so I watched the video. She's a very small YouTuber. And she's, you know, very upset and very angry, saying, that, you know, I'm not a glamorous person, blah, 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 and all these comments. And then I saw, well, I was sent by my subscriber, Cinnamon Stitch's reaction to the bully that she had got fat shaming her. Now, I don't mean this to sound harsh in any way, but this is my take on bullies. I ignore them. I ignore them completely because I don't have any, you know. But if I should get one, I'd just delete it. I'd block them. As soon as I see a comment like that, I just block that person and then they're gone. And then if they come back as somebody else and say it again, I just block them. And I will carry on doing that because they're not getting any reaction from me whatsoever. I'm not talking about them. I'm not highlighting it to you. And I'm not putting it out there to make it a thing. Why am I not doing that? Because bullies and trolls, they thrive on the attention that you give them. How do I mean? So they're sitting there watching the video and you get upset and you're angry about it and you're doing that. And what are they doing? They're going, oh, that worked. You know, that's what they're doing. What can I do next? That's what they're doing. Because their brains are this big. That's why. And they're jealous and they're small-minded and that's what they do. It's like, what can I do next? How can I upset this person again? Or who can I pick on next? So to me, I'm not slim. I'm normal looking. This isn't Hollywood, you know? This isn't the red carpet awards. I don't have to wear an evening dress. I don't have to put a full face of slap on. This is different. This is YouTube with real people. Well, some of them are. And we're talking to you, other real people. So to my mind, you know, I don't give them time of day. It's like, you know, why would you because it just fans the flames as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not saying that she's done the wrong, but I think personally both of them took the wrong stance on it. Just ignore them, just delete them, you know, block, delete, block, delete. They ain't got no platform then, have they? They've got no voice. Because if it was happening to me and I got on here and I was upset and I talk about it, I'm giving them a voice. I'm actually giving them a platform. They don't deserve it. Just delete, just block, and report them. Block and report. You know, that's all you need to do about it. Because if they don't get the rise out of you, they don't get the reaction, what they're going to do? Who are they? Nobody. What do they deserve? Nothing. That's my attitude. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm blaming anyone, because I'm not. I know that, you know, people's natural reaction is to get really upset about it and to get really, really angry and start talking about it. But to me, I take the opposite stance. And you know, another thing about me, this is a really, really weird character trait, and I know it's a weird character trait, but it's always been my philosophy, and it's because I've got a wicked sense of humour. That if I know I annoy somebody just by being there, I feel good about that, and I'll be there all the more. It's just, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't have to do anything to upset this person. I don't have to do anything to wind them up. I just have to be there, show up, and that's all I'll do. You know, it's like, I had these neighbours once, right? I lived in a street full of the meanest, nastiest old men. There was one this side of me and one that side of me, and they decided to put nails this long along a fence to stop my cat from climbing over the fence. They put barriers between our gardens to stop my cat. They kind of just started this campaign of hatred towards us, my kids, my animals. But what did I do? I just made sure they could see me, they could hear me, and that I got another cat. You know, I just made sure that I was larger than life. They were not going to do anything to upset me. And all I did was live to upset them, you know. And I enjoyed it. It was like a little sport. It was sport to me, you know. It's what I just watched them get all kind of stressed about me living in my house. And my attitude, and I said to them one day, if you don't like living on a housing estate that has children and animals, why are you here? Why do you live here? Go and live in a place that's got a garden and a fence the whole way round it, where you don't have to, on a place where you don't have people around you. Why are you living in an open plan? It was a nice housing estate, don't get me wrong, but it was a housing estate nevertheless. It was privately owned, you know, they bought the houses. And they afford to buy those houses. They can afford to buy somewhere where there's just a fence around the whole land, and they don't have to put up with other people. But, you know, beggars belief. You know, that's my attitude, though. I know it's a bit of a strange one, but it's always been me. You know, I kind of like, don't you like it? Oh, well, tough. Because I'm going to do what I want, and I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to do exactly as I please. You don't like it, just get yourself all bent out of shape, bitter and twisted, because it don't bother me. You know, that's my attitude. And whether I think mine is a healthy attitude, you know, I don't care what... I don't care. I really don't. You know, it's never bothered me. I grew up with ginger hair and freckles. I don't care what people think of me. I really don't. And I know I learned at a very early age to have a very thick skin, because if I didn't, you know, my life would have been a misery, and it wasn't going to be. I made their life a misery just by not playing the game, not being upset. Anyway, that's my little two penneth for you. My insight into trolls, bullies, and the like. I'd give them the bird if I wouldn't get struck off. But that's it. Don't feed them. You know, that's what they want. They want feeding. Don't feed them. That's my attitude anyway. Anyway, if you know, you all know Cinnamon Stitches, you all know Jennifer, she's lovely. If you haven't subscribed to her already, then check her out, because she is a diamond. She's really lovely. I'm sorry, I've forgotten the other lady's name, the one that I saw in the first place. I really don't know her channel. She's quite new. Well, no, she's not new. She's been around a year. I remember her saying she's been around a year. But when I say it's only a small channel. So, you know, but that's... If I could give them a 2 penneth of advice if they ever watch me, that'd be it. Just, we've had worse. You know, it's far worse when someone you love upsets you, isn't it? Than as a total stranger that you don't care about. And what's words? You know, I know some people get really upset about words, but, you know, I've had enough of those, you know, in my life, having ginger hair and freckles at school, you know. Not, and I mean, it's all right in America. You love people with red hair and freckles, but, you know, over here, not so much. Not so much. But they actually didn't. And the one good thing about my attitude was that they didn't really cross me, because they didn't know me. They didn't know how to take it, because I didn't care. And, you know, I'd also give them the glare. I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I can. Don't mess with that one. Give them the stare. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough of them, because it's, again, why give them what they want? Don't feed them. Don't feed them. What am I going to do today? I have no idea whatsoever. No idea. But I'll think of something. Might even do a tutorial, because I'm quite liking the... I think this one is good for a blanket. This one is good for a little coaster. But they are the same. No, they're not. They are the same looking, totally different stitches. But, yeah. This one, though, when you're making it, I don't know if you remember my willow square, where it looks like it's all puckered and not right. Same deal. But, you know, it's all right when you get there. I like it. I like it, actually. I think I like it more than my other poinsettia square. Although it's not strictly speaking. It's parody. I like it. Anyway, I'm going to get off and upload this. And if I've offended anyone, I do apologise. But I should have really, if I've only offended anyone, it would be trolls. So I wouldn't apologise. But yeah. Yeah. Just, I know I'm just a bit off there, aren't I? Out there, should I say. But that's my kind of philosophies and attitude. You know, water off, a duck's back. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. I have no idea what I'm doing today, but, you know, something will happen. Maybe a live. And, you know, I might do a live stream one evening. I was in Granny D's last night, and somebody else went on, and then there's somebody else, either or. And I thought, do you know what? There used to be me. I used to be the ones doing evening lives. I haven't done an evening live for a long while. I'm going to clash with somebody out there, but you know, I got that attitude that you can't pick a slot. You can go on, but it's not yours. You know, it's not your slot. It just so happens when you go on, but then I can't schedule on. I never could. That's why I stopped doing them, really, because that and the fact that Gary's hours changed. That's why I stopped doing evenings. But I could go to bed so early. Sometimes I could always do them, but you know, I'd have to do it in the yarn van. Otherwise, I'd wake him up with my raucousness. But if I did it out there, it gets dark and I've got to walk across the garden. I have to leave the outside light on, and you know, come in at whatever time. I don't know. I've not yet done that, you know. Last night I went out there and it was quite late, and I was doing something. I think I was packing an order, the last minute one that came in, and when I actually and I was getting yarn as well. That was another thing. I was getting this Aran yarn that I wanted to do with. And when I walked back, it was so dark, and I'd forgotten to put the outside light on because it wasn't dark when I went out there, so I couldn't see a thing. It was so dark. Anyway, that's enough of me babbling on. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.